Today's hitting segment brought to you by Louisville Slugger. All right, we're talking about my favorite subject in hitting, power. Rotational power is only one place that we get power. We've talked about the sequence. We said legs, core, shoulders, arms, hand, everything generates up. When we start talking about rotational power, that's basically the weight transfer when we go to swing. Our swing, the only place we get power is right here around this thing called our axis. Now that looks like a little funny symbol, but basically that's where we're talking about center line. And I'll be pointing this out with these guys. But we want to generate torque around here, and it creates the path for the hands. And here's the time where we want to demand barrel accuracy. We want all this power generated, but we also want to give the hands direction. Getting me back to the sequence, the legs, the core, the arms, the shoulders, takes the hands to the baseball. If we start taking our hands first, we're going to break that sequence. Now, we're going to use a little trick here today. We're going to use some radar. It's not a trick. Our pocket radar partners here, we're going to measure these guys because I want to encourage them to make sure they're giving me a forceful swing every single time. And this is a good tool to use that. Guys, whenever we want to get our guys better and we want to use measurement, hey, boy, I tell you, this is probably one of the best devices functionally that you can use. So let's let them get at it. Austin's right here on the tee. Good. And as you can see, all the things that we talk about, and he starts to generate that up, that ball is exiting off of his bat. All right, we'll start taking a look at some of the speeds here. That's 80 miles an hour. That is jumping off the bat. Good. All right, Austin over here going to go with the soft toss. Now, what we want to do here, I'm trying to get these guys to get to a repeatable swing where they're delivering this horsepower over and over. I use the pocket radar, the ball coach here, to give me a measurement, basically, and I can go back and review that with them with the video, and we'll take a look at that. Go ahead, Austin. Let it fire. Now, he's going to get to generate up a little bit more force with his body because he's going to be able to load and use some momentum to really drive it through. Excellent. Attaboy. Good. Wow. 88 miles an hour. That's exiting off of his bat. All right, a couple more, then we'll take a look at it. Another 88. All right, let's go over here and take a look at that. So now, we talked about that sequence. We always said it's something that we do to get our body prepared to hit. We talked about the load. All right, let's go here and hammer out that sequence here real quick. All right, so remember what it is. Legs, core, shoulders, arms, hand. Main thing we're focused on here, right here, when we start to talk about that transfer of that weight or rotational force, legs. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to look for, all right, when Austin here generating this kind of horsepower, one, boy, you see that great load right there. All right, now we're going to look for the action when this foot comes down. What starts to happen, boy, you can see his hips opening up there. Now, what he has going on here is straight out, good old-fashioned torque. He has two opposing body forces going opposite direction. The legs are already rotating this way, upper body is back. So now as he starts to come through, look at there. We're looking right down his barrel right here at bat line. His legs are completely rotated. All his energy is going here. That's a good looking swing. Now look at him at the point of contact. Look at all that force being generated, and it jumps off his bat, 88 miles an hour. That is impressive exit speed. Now, we're going to graduate this up. We're going to give you guys a sneak preview of what we do in our training, throwing it live, trying to get these guys to drive back up the middle and measuring their exit speed there. So come on over. We're going to go over to the cage and go with it live. All right, now here live. Boy, there's a couple things we want to focus on. One, you see that ball come off his bat at 89 miles an hour. Another good thing, we also can measure the velocity that the pitcher's throwing. You see that? It's at 34. We talked about pitch conversion. We have some charts that our partners, Pocket Radar, made. 92 miles an hour is coming off of there. Guys, this is good stuff. All right, 87. Hold on just a second, Austin. And when we start looking at that, he's throwing the ball roughly around 34 miles an hour. We are at about 21 to 22 feet. That's where we do a lot of our pop toss. So he's throwing the equivalent or reaction time of about 89 to 85 miles an hour. And even when he gets on up here around 35, all right, 93. So we're always somewhere around in here. This is where we always keep our training speed for high speed training, reactionary swings that we need. Go ahead, guys. And you can see it causes him, he can't muscle up on that swing. That's just flat out impressive. And then you can see things need to come back at the gun, so you're working a center base swing as well. So we got some good stuff going on here. 35 came off there. 75, you got to round that ball a little bit. All right, hooked around that one. That's okay. This is a tool that we can use to help out. Look what happens when he centers it up and corrects it. That's what we got going on here, rotational power. We show it in the numbers. You see it come off the bat. You need to feel it with your body. We'll see you on the next segment.